Would you rather come across a random man or a random bear in the woods? Starting with you, go ahead.
No. Probably a bear, honestly.
Okay. What about you?
I've dealt with the dark sides of a man before. I think I could survive it again.
So your answer to the question is man?
I'll take a man. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a complete stranger.
Yeah, random man, random bear.
A bear.
Speaking as a woman that's been
Can
physically
you
hurt.
tilt your mic
Speaking
down
as a woman
Tilt
that.
it. Oh my God, other way. Okay, go ahead.
Speaking as a woman that has been physically hurt by a man, I will always pick the bear.
Okay.
Man.
Bear. I'll take the bear.
Man.
But, I don't know. Because you could just run away from a bear. I mean, they're not really gonna they're so big and chunky. Just
They
run.
run
You do
35
realize
miles per
Can
hour.
you, though?
bears
Oh,
are faster.
they're
Bears are faster.
Yeah,
than
bastards
men.
are faster than
then-
Usain Bolt.
Then
There's
the man,
no
I
running
guess.
from a
Than the
bear.
man. Wait, what was your
Yeah.
justification for picking the bear?
Mine?
Yeah.
Because I've been physically hurt by a man before. Talking
Okay.
sexually.
Okay.
And I know that a random man seeing somebody, not just me, any woman, like the worst thing a bear could do to me is me. The man could do 1,000 things to me before he me.
So going around the table once more, what do you think the percent, since we're basically plucking a random man out of the population, what do you think the percentage chance is of if a random man in the scenario, what's the chance that he would attempt to violate you in some way? Either he would assault you, try to kill you, whatever. What do you think the percentage chance is that a man would try to attack you?
Wait, but you're in the forest alone with him? Just to confirm.
Yeah, so you are, in both the scenarios, you do come across either the random man or the random bear. So it's not like you're crossing paths, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's not like you're in like a.
Like so.
It's not
so,
like
so
a 10
slim.
mile. It's not like a 10-mile radius.
Yeah, very slim.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Let's go around the table. Go ahead.
Okay.
What percentage chance do you think, of a random man attacking you?
Me?
What's the percentage of men that you think would randomly attack you?
3, maybe.
3%? Okay, what about you?
Yeah, 5. Yeah, below 10.
Can't really trust anybody, but I would hope 5% or below.
I'm not participating in this conversation because I have been hurt by multiple men. So I don't even want to think about the statistic personally. And you can judge me for that all you want.
Okay, what about you?
Maybe 3%.
6.
I have to go 50-50.
50-50, okay.
Under 5%.
Yeah, probably under 5. I'll agree with that.
Okay. Would it be 50-50 for you think, too? Or?
Not 50-50, but there's plenty of men in my life that I've met that have really surprised me with their words and actions towards me when they think no one is looking.
Okay. Well, so for you, 50-50. So you think, let's say it's what's the population of the U.S.?
I want to give you a hug.
330 million?
Yeah, something like that.
Or just the
Let's
men.
just say 300 million.
Okay.
So 150, let's say it's 160 million. So you think 80 million men in the United States would victimize you?
Who knows? Maybe. I mean, some random man in the woods. I don't know what he's going to do to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said 50-50 because there's a 50% chance he could help me or there's a 50% chance he could do something horrible to me.
So just to be clear, you think if we plucked out a random man from the United States population, you think it's 50% of the U.S. population would be inclined to victimize you in some way?
Who knows?
So just to be clear, what is it? So 160 million men, 80 million men in the United States currently would be inclined to victimize you in some way.
There are some bad men out there.
Yes, some.
I know you're
very
trying to
few.
say not
very
all men
few
are
actually.
bad. I get it, yeah, but I'm just throwing a number out there. You just asked me for my like.
No, but I mean, yeah, I did ask you, but
Yeah, that's my answer.
Is that
Don't
based
you-
off
don't you
like?
think it's a
but
little
But
high?
is that like based off of just like what you think or what's actually real?
I don't know what's actually real. I mean, I just,
It's true. I don't think any of us know what's actually real.
okay.
Well,
But we're-
so how do you come to that conclusion then? I mean, how are you perceiving it in your head? How do you interpret that? Like, what are you doing that leads you to 50-50? What are you thinking about? It's just all intuitive. It's just
I'm a
you just
woman.
feel that way.
I am
What
a
does that-
woman.
what does
I've
that
had
mean?
men do bad things to me too. Okay, I don't.
Okay, so
I think this conversation's really heavy for what we intended this open panel discussion to be. Just saying.
okay, but let me introduce this factor. We said random man. The men who have done things to you were men that you knew, correct? So who do you think is more likely to do something to you? Aren't perpetrators of violent crime or victimizing women typically somebody you know? It's a random man in the woods.
Listen, I've been in situations where I was getting into a car with my friends, right, in like NorCal, and there was just like men like trying to follow us to our car. At one point, we all got into the car and we locked it, and as soon as we locked it, there was a man trying to like pull on our handle and get in the car, like with us. Like it was just some random dude. I didn't know that dude. So it could be anyone. Like,
Yeah, and that
That's
must have been,
scary. Yeah.
scary and,
yeah.
and super
You know-
creepy and absolutely wrong for them to do.
It's obviously hard to make an objective stance when you've been subjected to something
Yeah,
like that. It's
that's-
very
that-
hard
that-
to just
I know.
like, you know, it's very hard to kind of take that kind of stance. But I'm gonna also just kind of look at this objectively. I think most men are not predators. The ones that are can really mess up somebody's life. So it's
Sure.
kind of hard to even talk about it. But I would have to say, I think most men are not predators. That's why
Well,
I say
So
I would rather take my chance.
the reason I brought this up, going back to her point over there, how she was saying it was giving her woman hater, it was giving her the woman hater. All of you who said bear gives me massive, it's giving me man hater.
I don't think I'm a man hater.
so
I think I'm just
entitled.
scared of what a man would do. Like, should the situation, like, you didn't say if it was dark. You didn't say, like, how close we were. Like, I think it's like, you never know what any, like, even if it was a strange, like, a woman, obviously I feel more comfortable, but it's like, you never know what anyone's going to do. Like, in Sydney, like, the most we can do is literally, I don't know if you're allowed to say, like, stab, but, like, that's the most we can do. But, like, it could be, like, the most random person ever. Like, you could just never know. But with a bear, like, they don't know how to use a gun. They don't know how to do anything other than like run after you, I guess, to say. Like, it's not, it's like, you know what the outcome would be, which would be death, I guess. But with another person,
Look, if you answer bear, it's just not like a rational or logical choice.
But bear
I've
attacks
seen
happen a lot
bears.
less than men on
That's
the
because
Okay,
women are not in the
but-
woods.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yes.
per capita is?
Yes.
So
but
think of all the men you've walked past that did absolutely
Nothing to you.
I've seen quite
You
a
could
few
not walk-
bears
you-
as well. I'm from
Yeah,
Canada.
but you could. Yeah, but you can.
Yeah.
But you can't walk past that many bears with nothing not happen.
Lol Paladins
I'd rather the bear
donated
kill me than be psychologically
$200.
damaged by a
Random man on the panel. If it's 50-50, that means at least one of the 3 men in the room with you right now would victimize you. This is madness.
Yep. Look, I just think it's basically kind of social signaling about how women don't like men and how they feel unsafe around men, how you feel about a situation and the reality of a situation are completely different. Again, this is a scenario where you're gonna either cross paths with a totally random man and a totally random bear.
I also didn't quite understand that it was literally crossing paths. I thought it
Yeah, I
was
assumed they
more
were
like,
following.
yeah.
I
might
hate
have
that this
misunderstood.
is actually like a it's actually like a stirring question going around right now, because there's also the side of like women who have kind of been more so conditioned to like, you know, look in the back of your car before you get inside, you know, don't wear your hair in a ponytail, it's easier for them to grab you, you know,
Wait,
don't
can you
go
scoot your
somewhere
mic that way.
this way.
Keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, don't go to the gas station alone at night, you know, just like kind of stuff like that. It's kind of been something, at least my mom taught me those things. So I think we might have that initial fear, but I think if we're talking about like the odds, then the odds of a man actually wanting to like hurt you, you know, is probably very, very slim. But like I said, the men who do really traumatize a woman forever.
But I think
Right,
that's where it's coming from, is like it's not necessarily coming from a place of hate, it's coming more so from a place of trauma. I think a lot of people, humans in general, have difficulty confronting their trauma and working through it, and rather they project it onto other people. And so in this situation, I think that's what's happening with that question.
That's why I don't like the question.
It's definitely more fear-based and not like resentment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you do have a bias against men.
I don't though.
How could you, if you think that X% of men, like if you'd rather pick the bear over the man, you do have a bias against men.
That's the knowing
Do you
that
know
some
the-
men out there are bad.
Yes, you're absolutely
I'm not saying
right.
that
There
there
are
isn't
terrible.
that I'm not
there
putting
are
a figure on it.
Right, but yes, there are absolutely terrible men out there. I don't disagree. I'm not saying all men are good. There are absolutely terrible men out there. But if you do like a base level of analysis and being rational and logical, the vast majority of men would not victimize you. It's a majority of men. Very few men would look.
I guess all the bad ones
there's a
are in
large
LA.
population. So like there's a large population. So even 1% of men, that's a fuck ton of men, right? But like just statistically speaking, it just logically doesn't make any sense to pick the bear.